It is 7 o'clock, time to get started. Welcome everyone to round 5 of online Sungming Shu. Hope everyone's doing all right, staying safe, and enough chit chat, let's get moving. We'll start with a warm up, rotate your head in a circle. And reverse. Up and down. Side to side. Shake everything out. Start moving your feet. As you bounce back and forth, roll your shoulders forward and backward. Cross your arms in front, alternating which hand goes on top. Palms up, same thing. And jog in place. Knees up. Heels up. Hop on 2 feet. So remember today, working out in a confined space at your home, to use your first A of self-defense to protect yourself, jumping jacks. So if we're jumping around and you're wearing socks on a slippery floor, maybe be careful, maybe don't jump. If you're limited on room, look where you're going before you go anywhere. Hospitals are overwhelmed right now, so don't do anything irresponsible and put yourself there. Back to a jog. Good, all right, let's lunge to the left, to right inner chop out. On the hut, look, load, shift and chop. Hut, 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 2 per hut, 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 3 per hut, hut, back to 2, hut, 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 hut. Good. From here, we're going to switch, if you know it, to outer horizontal chop. If you don't know outer horizontal, keep doing inner chop. Hut, 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 hut. Try again. Hut, 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 hut. Good. 2 per count. Hut, 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 hut. 3, hut, 2, hut, 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 hut. Good. From here, we're going to switch to outer diagonal chop. We're going to do outer diagonal chop, low chop, kick that way, punch. Outer chop, low chop block, kick, punch, and then reload. Do 1 per count. Hut, 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 One more ki. Good, shake everything out. Turn to your left, fix your t-shirts. Good. Let's do some jumping jacks. Forward and back. Sensei Seth, if you could mute everyone, I'm still getting feedback. Thank you. Regular. Let's do 20 as fast as you can. And walk it out when you're done. Good, so this is the first Monday of a full week in April. That means the NCAA championship game would have been tonight. And in honor of missing the game that Michigan would be winning right now, we're gonna do 15 basket burpees, one for each one of the 3-pointers they would have hit on their way to victory. So the basket burpee looks like this. Go straight down, shoot your legs out, push up, hop in, jump, and shoot the fadeaway. Good, so 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 'Here's the game winner from way downtown. 15. Good. Shake it out, catch your breath. So stretch out a little bit. Put your legs double shoulder width, down to the middle. Walk your hands over to your left knee, pull down. And over to the right. Back to the middle, grab your ankles, pull down. Put your hands on the ground, heel till your feet in. Stretch your hips, push out on your knees. And hands down, feet all the way together. Bend forward. And rise one vertebra at a time. First breathing. Second breathing. Good, check it out. We're gonna do a combination next. If anyone needs a quick water break, take 30 seconds and go grab some water. Any comments, questions so far, Sensei Seth? All right, that's what I like to hear. Good, hopefully everyone's back. So we're gonna do a combination. We're gonna do this combination without ever moving your heels. So we're gonna start in a left forward stance. You're gonna cheat your forward stance a little bit wider than normal. So your legs are maybe on a 45-degree angle from the front. Your heels are gonna stay right where they are through this entire combination. So what we're gonna do is 5 different stances with 5 different hand techniques. Every time we do forward stance, we're gonna do reverse punch. Every time we do diagonal stance, we're gonna do outer block. And if you don't know these techniques or stances, just follow along as best you can. Every time we do side stance, we're going to do horizontal back fist. Every time we do back stance, we're gonna do knife hand block. And then every time we do rectangular stance, we're gonna do double middle block. So notice how my feet are moving, my hips are moving, but my heels are staying where they are. So forward stance, diagonal stance, side stance, back stance, rectangular stance. And I can do the same thing on the other side. So that was all left stance. I can keep my heels here and do right forward stance, right diagonal stance, right back stance, right side stance, right rectangular stance. Good. So let's go back to the left. Let's try that, just the stances, hands in guard. So on the hut, we're in forward stance. On the hut, let's shift to back stance. Hut. On the hut, shift to diagonal stance. Hut. On the hut, shift to rectangular stance. Hut. On the hut, shift to side stance. Hut. On the hut, shift to right side stance. Hut. On the hut, shift to back stance. Hut. On the hut, shift to forward stance. Hut. On the hut, shift to diagonal stance. Hut. And on the hut, rectangular. Hut. Everyone got the idea? I'm assuming you all said yes, because you're so smart. All right, let's do that one more time just with feet. I'll call out the stance, and then on the hut, shift into that stance, starting on the left. Let's do diagonal stance. Hut. Side stance. Hut. Rectangular stance. Hut. Let's do back stance. Hut. Forward stance. Hut. Good. On the hut, left forward stance. Hut. Good. Back stance. Hut. Side stance. Hut. Forward stance again. Hut. Diagonal stance. Hut. Rectangular stance. Hut. And back to left forward stance. Hut. Everyone got it? We're going to add the hand techniques. So remember, every time we do forward stance, we do reverse punch. Every time we do diagonal stance, we do outer block. Every time we do back stance, we do knife hand block. Every time we do side stance, we do horizontal back fist. And every time we do rectangular stance, we do double inner middle block. Except the reverse punch, all of those are lead hand techniques. So let's start from a rectangular stance, hands in guard. On the hut, we'll do the right side first this time. Right forward stance, right, left reverse punch. Hut. Diagonal stance, outer block. Hut. Back stance, knife hand block. Hut. Side stance, horizontal back fist. And let's go back to back stance, knife hand block. Forward stance, reverse punch. Diagonal stance, outer block. Rectangular stance, double intermiddle. Left back stance, knife hand block. Forward stance, reverse punch. Side stance, out back fist. Diagonal stance, outer block. Rectangular stance, double middle block. And let's do one more back stance, knife hand block. Good, so shake everything out. So you guys will notice we don't have cat stance when we're transitioning between our stances. That means in order to make the timing of your hands and feet work, you have to load before you shift into the next stance. So if I'm going from back stance, knife hand block into diagonal stance, outer block, I have to load for my outer block while I'm still here in back stance. Then as I shift to diagonal stance, I do that outer block. So because we're skipping the cat stance, you got to think about load first, then start moving your feet. So let's try another round. We'll start in left forward stance, right reverse punch, and we'll go straight into right forward stance, left reverse punch. Staying on this side, back stance, knife hand block. So load first, and then strike. Diagonal stance, outer block. So load first, and then strike. Forward stance, reverse punch. Already loaded, so shift and strike. Side stance. Let's do left side stance, horizontal back fist. So we're going back that way. Right side stance, horizontal back fist. Left forward stance, reverse punch. Left diagonal stance, outer block. Left side stance. Right back stance. Right forward stance. Right diagonal stance. Rectangular stance. Good. All right, I'm going to call some out. You guys do your best to do them without me making the example. So on the hut, right back stance. Left forward stance. Rectangular stance. Right diagonal stance. Left back stance. Left back stance again. Left side stance. Right diagonal stance. Think about which way your shoulders are going to face. Right forward stance. Left forward stance. Really swing that hip, swing your hips on those forward stances. Right diagonal. Left back. Left side. Rectangular ki. Good, shake it out. All right, let's keep it moving. Everyone's stuck at home a lot, so we want to stay active, stay in shape. Let's do, on your own, 20 push-ups, 20 leg lifts, and 20 squats. Remember on your squats, about keeping your back straight, sending your butt back like you're sitting in a chair. And try not to let your knees go farther than your toes. Try to go to parallel if you can. Good. When you're done, shake it out. Take another 30-second water break if you need it. When you're back from your water break, come back, jog in place. Keep it moving. All right. I can't see you guys, but you can see me. So we're going to do a little sparring drill. Only because I can't see you, I'm going to have to be all-time offense. I'm going to throw techniques at you guys, and you're just going to move as you need to block them. So I'm going to be in a left sparring stance. I'm going to throw a back fist and a reverse punch. When I throw the left back fist, you're going to take your right hand and make like you're combing your hair. So you're going to comb your hair, hide behind your elbow. When I throw, oh, that was the left. When I throw the right, you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So your left hand brushes your hair, hides behind your elbow. So it'll be a left, right, and you're going to go block, block. So really engage your core and guard your face. So if you have room, you can move around with me. If you don't, just stay in one place. So not calling huts, just block the strikes as they come. Now we're going to practice our other side. So we're all in left stance now. We're going to jump, change to right stance. Same thing. So now we're just doing the same thing on the other side. So when my right comes in, your left brushes your hair. When my left comes in, your right brushes your hair. Good, back to left stance. We're gonna add up. So we've still got the left and the right. You guys already know what to do there. Now I'm gonna add in roundhouse kick, roundhouse kick. When I do the roundhouse kick, you're gonna lean your whole body and put your elbow in your pocket. When I kick on the other side, lean the whole body, put the elbow in the pocket. Let your big arm muscles take the blow from my shin. So boom, boom, pocket, pocket. All right, keep it moving. Either bounce in place, or if you have a little bit of room, you can circle back and forth. This is more work for me than it is for you. Good. Now feel free to add in counters. So if you see me leaving something open, like my head right now, punch at the air where my head is on your phone or your TV. So after you do blocks, then counter back at me. Now I'm going to mix it up. So you don't know which technique is coming. Might do this and then this. Try to think on your feet, block whatever comes. Everything will be a 1, 2, 3. All right, we're going to add one more move. So when you guys see the big wheel kick coming, roll under it. So you see the wheel kick, bend at the knees, roll under. Great opportunity. If you get someone who likes to throw these big kicks, as you're rolling under, throw a little punch. There's going to be a nice target wide open. All right. So we'll do some 1, 2, 3, 4s with that, then I'll mix it in. Other side. Some of you guys, like Sensei Amir, will just have to pretend I can kick you in the head. All right, good. It's enough shadow sparring. All right, let's get warmed up for our next activity, which is a kata. So we're going to do Sensei Meistier's favorite kata, and that means we got to warm up a little bit first. Make sure we're ready. So 2 options, depending on your ability and how safe you feel doing this in your space. We're either going to do lunges or jumping lunges. So I'm going to do 20 total, 10 each side. Try to do the jumping lunges. But if you're going to hurt yourself or fall, make a mess in your room, then just do regular ones on your own. Good, I'm done with that. Shake your legs out. So, you guys can take a break while I explain the next kata. This is jumping kata. So, great kata to do in the comfort of your own home when you need a good workout, but you don't have a lot of room to move. So every time you jump, you land more or less in the same spot where you were. So, kata looks like this. After you bow in, jump up, land, turn 90 degrees, low block. I'm right in the same spot as I was. You can shorten your stance a little bit to make it more stable, reduce the risk of hurting yourself. Unless Sensei Chris is out there, I don't recommend anyone trying to land in this stance. Maybe Simon. But everyone else, keep it nice and reasonable. Stay in one spot. And so, yeah, jump 90, and then switch your feet. Then jump 180, and then switch your feet. Then jump, then 90, and then all in one spot. Glasses aren't going to work for this. So jumping kata one. At least at the beginning, try to get your knees as high as you can while being safe and being careful. If you get tired towards the end, that's okay, I will too. Kata one, jumping. One move per count. Starting to the left. Big 270. One 180. Whew, ki, 270. One last good one. Good, catch your breath. So, jumping kata. If you do that every day in quarantine, stay in shape. Let's give our legs a break. Another good thing to do in tight quarters, blocks and punches. So, we're going to start with our white belt level blocks and punches, and we'll go up through all the hard style ones. If you get to one you don't know, just start going backwards. So if you don't know outer block, do rising block again, and then go back down. So starting with low block on the left, one block per count. Middle block. Rising block. Outer block. Knife hand block. Side elbow block. Middle low block. Good. Back to rectangular stance. Do it again. This time I'm punching, you guys are blocking. One per hut. Middle block. Rising block. Outer block. Knife hand block. Elbow block. Middle low. Good. One more time. This time you're punching, I'm blocking. So remember, when you do blocks and punches, the punch is half the battle. So don't forget to practice your punches. Otherwise, you might mess up and do all your low block punches mid-level like I just did. All right. Blocks and punches. Remember, on the punches, it's left, right, right, left, right, left. Sink 3 inches lower. Hut, 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 hut. Good, shake it out. So blocks and punches, great thing to do in front of your mirror every day to stay sharp. All right. Seems to me like Alex Malik hasn't even broken a sweat yet, so we're gonna do a couple more calisthenics. We're gonna do 20 squat kicks with good front snap kicks. And then we're gonna do 50 crunches. And what can we do with our arms? Let's do 20 more push-ups. So 20, 50, 20. Down for 50 crunches. Think about pulling your chin straight up toward the ceiling. Done with those. Over 20 push-ups. Remember, I don't care how you do your push-ups. You do them here or on the wall. But whatever you do, keep your back straight and go all the way down. And take your glasses off if you're sweating. Good. Looks like we have a couple more minutes. So we're going to work on being resourceful. So lots of everyday objects at home can be used to help you get a good workout. If you have a good sturdy chair, you can do a whole bunch of things. You can do leg swings. So this just gives you a prop to kick your legs up and around. Advanced ranks, you can try doing reverse crescent this way. But even these are good. Wouldn't do them until you're warmed up. But every time I see Master John Burns warm up, I see him do this. So there must be something good about it. All right, those are leg swings. You can also use for doing dips. Make sure it's a good sturdy chair. We can work our triceps by doing this. You guys are welcome to follow along with me if you have a chair handy. If not, just do something. Squats. You can use this to test your form on squats. It's like you're sitting back in a chair. Try not to put all your weight on it. Just tap it, come back up. High knees. Maybe not the best for a chair in your house, but maybe it works. Maybe find a retaining wall outside. This is good. All right. And of course, push-ups. You can use a chair to make it easier or make it harder. Good. So remember, training equipment is one of our 7 sources of learning. And you have better training equipment than you know right at your house. All right. Let's cool down a little bit. So when we get in the rectangular stance, just hang out here, talk a little bit of philosophy. Once I catch my breath. So let's talk about the 5 Ds of achievers, the 5 Ds of a winner, and the 5 Ps of achievers. So maybe not the first thing that we think about in a time like we're going through now, but there's a lot there that still applies. I think of perspective, patience, and perseverance. Those are pretty obviously applicable to what we have going on now. We have to keep everything in perspective. It's a big challenge ahead for everyone, and we can't lose sight of that. We can't underestimate it. We have to respect it, but we should avoid giving in to fearing it. I mean, fear is normal, but we need to work to overcome our fear, be the best versions of ourselves that we can be in these limited circumstances. Patience. Eventually this will be over and things will get back to a new normal, maybe different from the old normal, but we won't be in an emergency. It won't be crazy forever. But we need patience because it is gonna take a good long time before things are approaching a new normal. We'll have to be patient to get through it. Perseverance. It's gonna be a big challenge to get through this. And you know, we don't have a choice but to persevere. But if we can be mindful about it and think about taking our best actions we can to help us get through this, we'll persevere even stronger. Pride and accomplishment, a little more abstract, but if things are slowing down, maybe take the opportunity to look back at everything you've accomplished as an individual and everything we've accomplished as a dojo, you as a family, your workplace as a company. Think of everything you've accomplished over the years and how that is going to strengthen you for the challenges we have ahead. Practice till perfect. Well, we're never perfect, so even in these trying circumstances, we'll do our best to keep practicing. And we will continue to practice social distancing and taking all the reasonable precautions we need to take to help get this somewhat under control. All right, and with that, we are out of time. So I forgot to bow us in, but I will not forget to bow us out. So let's meditate. Bow to the flag, which for me is over here. Bow to each other and gong. Heard you from home, Keller. Great job. Thanks, everyone. Hope you got a good workout.